Welcome to the Park Mom Podcast.
We do need to get a jingle going.
Should we try one right now? 1, 2, 3. Welcome to the Park Mom Podcast. Welcome, guys.
That was very soulful.
That was so soulful. We're drinking water tonight. We don't have our swig. We don't have our fizz.
We have nothing. We have water because we're health girls. Wait, should we do an actual intro?
Yeah, let's do it. I'll still include that. But... Okay, let's roll.
Hi, welcome to the Park Moms Podcast. We're your host, Haley.
And Becca.
This is the place where we laugh and chat about the chaotic bliss of raising young kids.
So whether you're about to take a hot mom walk or start a load of laundry, let's get to yapping.
Let's get to it. I'm ready to record. My pants are unbuttoned fully. I don't know if you can tell, but they're fully unbuttoned.
When we were practicing the video, making sure it was recording and stuff, she's like getting her pants unbuttoned. I'm like, you know what? That's like honestly so much more comfy.
I don't think I've ever worn jeans during the podcast.
No, you've never worn jeans because you came straight from being a park mom. That's why.
Yeah, we had soccer games tonight for our kids.
Let's just start there.
Should we start there?
How's soccer going?
So I think I need to find a therapist because the anger, and I said this to you and Sam at the game, I don't ever want to project onto my children that they need to like be good at something or be a certain way.
Yeah.
But when they are playing soccer, so I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I played competitively soccer. It was my life, like my whole life until I was 18 and came to college.
Were you going to play in college?
Yes.
Was that a goal of yours?
It was, and I had a few places I could have played, but they were all in California, and my parents didn't want me to stay in California. They said, we need you to go to another state. Specifically, they wanted me to go to the school that I went to because it was a religious school, and I needed Jesus.
Yeah. Did it work?
That's a whole other podcast. I wasn't going to go off on that. Anyways,
they had a good soccer team, though, right? BYU?
Yes, but BYU primarily, scouts from Utah. So there's this whole political thing. Also in California, all of the clubs play. You don't have to include this in the podcast, but
no, I want to hear. I'm curious.
California, all of the clubs play on Sunday, and then here a lot of them don't. I was not allowed to play on Sunday, so I was like on an ODP team. Do you know what that is?
No,
it's like an Olympic development team, and they said like, sorry, you can't be on the team anymore because my parents wouldn't let me play on Sunday. So, like, anyways, it's a long story. I could have played in California. I didn't. But soccer was, like, my passion, my identity, my everything. And then my husband also played competitive soccer. So when we're dating...
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yes. No,
did you guys play intramurals?
No, we did once. We did once. But we weren't married for very long when we were still in college. But he played goalie or keeper, and he was very, very good. So when we're dating, we're like, when we get married, we're going to have these little soccer stars. Like, they're going to be so good because we were so good, and, like, it was a big part of our lives. And so now we're finally here. And my two girls...
let you know, Haley's kids are only 5 and 4.
Okay, but the prodigies, and I'm not saying we are prodigies, but, like, when you're good at soccer, it kind of, like, shows
Is Blair
right
even
away.
4 yet, actually? No, she's only 3 still.
Yeah, she's only 3.
Yeah, so basically they shouldn't be pros at this age.
But for some reason when I'm watching them, so I coach, and I have a bone to pick with you. Okay. Because you forced me into coaching our older kids' soccer team. She was like, oh, Haley, like, you'll be so good at it. You played soccer. What I realized is I don't want to be on the field chasing the kids and trying to wrangle them while you guys are hanging out on the sidelines having fun.
Yeah, I guess that was pretty much a bad move.
So now I'm left out of having the fun part of soccer, and I have to blow a whistle. Do you know how dumb I felt blowing the whistle on Saturday? I didn't want to blow it.
Did you kind of love it a little bit, though?
No, I thought I would love it, but I felt so cringy blowing the whistle. I was like, because it feels like everyone looks at you when you blow the whistle, and I was just, the soccer game was kind of nuts. Yeah. It was kind of nuts. But anyways, I need to find therapy because when my girls didn't show the same, like, excitement and passion, and I've been chill about it. Like, I wasn't trying to push it on them, but I just thought in my mind, like, they'd get out there and it would all just, like, in their blood. Yes. They'd be really good. And so far that hasn't been the case. So I need to chill.
Yeah. I agree. And it's kind of funny. I agree that you need to chill. No, just kidding.
No, you can agree with that.
I do think, like, this is Elsie, your 5-year-old's first year, but, like, I do feel like especially, like, the 3 and 4-year-olds, they seriously do not have a care in the world. They're putting in the wrong goal. They're picking up the ball. They're not listening. Like, it's just basically to get some exposure. But when your competitive mama bear comes out, you're like, okay, you got to go. And actually, like, they are kind of, Blair was a superstar.
Yeah, she was trying. She was really trying to. Yeah. But then she got so tired and just wanted to sit on my mom's lap.
Honestly, being a soccer mom is crazy. It's also just so interesting how, like, natural it is to want your kids to be good at things. I was listening to the parents, including myself, all sitting on the sideline being like, all their kids like, you'll get ice cream after if you get a goal. You can get a slushie, anything you want. And the kids are like, I don't care, like, whatever. I'm not motivated by that.
That's what my dad would do. So that's how I got my first phone. Every goal was $20, and sometimes if like the game was tied, he would up it.
Oh my gosh.
He made.
So what was your position? You were scoring goals.
I usually right mid.
Don't even know what that means, but you had the opportunity to score goals. Some people don't score goals, right? Some people are like the back people.
I mean, usually the goalie's not from the other team isn't scoring goals.
Okay, but there's like defense.
No, defense can score goals sometimes too. It depends, but not usually.
Were you usually a big goal scorer?
I was out there scoring goals. You can actually look at my soccer stats.
Okay, guys, check her out.
Don't.
Haley Wienig.
This is so cringy. And now I honestly don't think I can play. Like, someone asked me to be in a league, and I'm like, no, I can't. I
think it would come out in you. You have like a competitive nature. I feel like you would be so, like, you would force yourself to be good.
But I think I'd be frustrated because, like, in my mind, I would still know all of the moves and, like, the passes and everything, and I would go to do them. But my body, my, like, my post 3 children body would not be able to follow, and I would just, like, get frustrated, and then I would spiral. So I'm not even going to
church ball, though. Like, it's like none of those guys are really good at basketball. They're so competitive. It's, like, more extreme than the NBA.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I just need to get, like,
a little soccer league.
No, I do not
count me out. I'm not good at sports.
Okay, what are your feelings on soccer?
I was just going to say, it was just funny hearing all the parents, and it kind of leads me to this next talking point is how to motivate your kids, like the example of giving them ice cream to score a goal. My middle child right now, like, is the most intrinsically motivated kid. Like, That's truly
amazing.
No, it's not.
Oh, like intrinsically, like
he wants to do whatever he wants to do. I thought
you meant doesn't intrinsically mean like naturally motivated?
It means natural. It's motivated, yes. And like, actually, I was talking to my mom about this. I always vent to her. She's like, honestly, you want an intrinsically motivated kid, but they're very hard to parent because punishments don't work, rewards don't work, yelling, nothing. That's them. The only thing, let them. The only thing that works is it has to be like what they want and their idea.
So you have to make things their idea.
Yeah, which is hard to do. And like, even if we're like, let us help you, like, or we'll cheer them on a lot and be like, come on, let's go. It still doesn't work. Like, it has to be like.
That's actually true. I think that's a middle child thing because that's exactly how Blair is. If she has an idea in her head, she's going to do it.
And like, I try to punish. I try to punish or like say, you can't do this. And it literally does action right again. It literally has no effect. Yeah. No effect.
I think it's just because my middle child's ears don't work. Like, truly, someone posted on Instagram the other day and they're like, does anyone know where I can buy new ears for my children? And I was like, please send links if you find them because I feel the same way. Like, those things are just for decoration.
I think it's just because they're in their own world and they truly just want to do what they want. And that's what my mom was saying. She's like, honestly, it's the best type. Like, they're going to naturally be successful with what they want to be successful with. It's like
when they say that kid's either going to be in prison or run a corporation.
Yeah. Like, but he doesn't care about peer pressure. Like, even like his other brother tries to motivate him to do stuff and he doesn't do it. The only actually thing that does motivate him is like fun or being funny. Like, if you're like really jokey with him, some reason he'll like that and he'll like.
Yeah. Or if you make things a game, does he like that?
Nope.
No, it's just about being funny.
Yeah, funny. Like, yeah, if you like make him laugh.
It's hilarious.
So if you have any tips for intrinsically motivated kids, I'm trying to figure that one out.
Someone write a book on that, please.
Also, like, do you think it might be an age thing too? They're both 3. I feel like
3. I feel like for the first time, they're figuring out what they want to do and that they can do what they want to do without your help. Whereas I feel like when they get more to like 5, because our older ones are 5, they do want to please you a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like today, I was having a little bit of a meltdown. It was just like it was a crazy time of day. There was a lot going on. My 1-year-old had the water flosser and was spraying all of the mirrors in our house with the water flosser. Do you know what a water flosser is?
Yeah, I do.
My other daughter was like climbing up into a window. It was a lot. And my 5-year-old comes in and she's like, Mom, what can I do for you? And I was like, will you get me Windex and a paper towel so I can like clean the mirrors? Because it was literally everywhere. And I knew it would like, if I didn't clean it right then, it would bother me. And so I was cleaning it up. And then she brings it and I was like, thank you so much, sweetie. And she goes, just know I'm always here for you.
Oh, that is so sweet. And honestly.
And she didn't used to be that way. I feel like that just kind of happened where she wants to like help me and please me. And she sees. They like 3-year-olds only see themselves. They see themselves and they see what they want. Whereas I feel like when they get a little bit older, like she saw that I was stressed and that I was struggling and she was like, I should help my mom.
Yeah, it's actually kind of sweet. It's like a really sweet but almost kind of scary face too because like
she's noticing.
They're noticing and like I think they feel the pressure too to like I guess make sure that you're happy. Like
which I don't want her to feel that way.
Get like mad or frustrated. He's like, but I just love you so much, Mom.
Yeah.
And like will really turn on the sweetness. And he's smart. He's doing it for a reason. But it also makes me feel like ooh.
Also, does Colson ever do this? If Blair's in trouble, Elsie will be like, Mom, I love you so much.
Oh yeah.
And like try to like
beat the peacemaker.
Yeah, but like also be like, well, look at how good I'm being. Like Blair's being bad, but like, Mom, I love you. Yeah. Like I know you're mad at Blair, but like
I'm good.
Look at me.
Oh my gosh, so parenting kids is crazy.
I asked my parents today at dinner because I was just with them like an hour ago and I was like, was it this hard for you guys? And they were like, yeah. And my mom's like, do you understand me more now? And I was like, yeah.
You do get a greater appreciation. And I think like you also realize that everyone has really good intentions, but like we're all kind of like our parents probably screwed us up. We're probably going to screw our kids up in some regard. Like we're going to try our best.
And the fact that we're trying to do our best is the only thing we can do. We got to read the books, start again tomorrow. I'm going to try to be a more calm mom tomorrow. That's my only goal.
Okay, wait. I actually do need to ask you another question, mom related.
Yeah. I mean, this is the Park Moms podcast.
This is the Park Moms podcast. We are important. You were saying the other day that Graham hasn't been sleeping, and I just want to talk about like why is sleep the hardest part about being a mom? Like
it is the hardest part.
It is so hard.
Like, I don't know when people say, like, oh, my baby still hasn't slept through the night and it's been 2 years.
Yeah.
Which, like, I feel for you. I am so sorry. Like, my kids will wake up once a night or, like, once. It's not every night. Like, they're not great, but they're not, like, waking up 4 times a night like I know some 2-year-olds are. I'm like, how? How are you functioning?
No, you can't function.
It takes such a toll.
It takes such a toll. I mean, I feel like a tool. It takes such a toll. It takes such a toll. Like, the newborn phase is so hard. Yeah. And then, like, eventually they're sleeping through the night. And then it's, like, sleep regression. Up in the night, throwing up. Now they're having night terrors. Like, you just think it's going to get easier, and it doesn't. And, like, the reason why it's so hard is because you can't function without sleep. And then when your kid's not sleeping, it's just, like, how am I living?
No, I think it was, like, a week ago where none of my kids were sleeping, and I was truly unwell.
Yeah.
You asked me, we were at the gym, and you're like, how are you doing? And I said, you don't want to know. And then I continued to vent for the next 45 minutes during our workout, and I was like, well, I'm sorry, I'm such a downer.
We all need our 8 hours.
Sometimes you just need to, like, get it out. No, women need more than that. Did you know that?
I saw that on TikTok. Is that true?
Well, if it was on TikTok, it's true. No, but all the sleep studies they've done have primarily been on men, and they're realizing that women, especially, because I'm a scientist, remember, don't take anything we say as fact, okay? Yeah. Don't take anything we say.
Fact check us.
Yeah, fact check us. But my understanding is that during different menstrual phases, you actually need more sleep.
Oh, really? So how much sleep do we need?
I think 12 hours.
12? I'm just kidding. There is no way. If you're a mom and you get 12 hours of sleep, write in, because I do not believe you.
Yeah, no, it's true. How? You have to be going to bed when your kids go to bed. My kids don't even
Yeah, no, there'd be no way. It's not possible.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
Okay, actually, here's a good question for you. If you could have the option to still stay, like, to be extremely healthy and you'll never have to sleep again, you would never have, these are the 3 choices, never have to sleep again, never have to eat again, or never have to exercise again. Like, those are the 3 things you would never have to do, but, like, your health would be optimal as if you were, like.
Those are my 3 favorite things. Okay, wait, like, you literally, like, what?
No, it's like you would feel like you got 8 hours of sleep, but you would never have to, like, you'd get all the 8 hours back.
But the feeling of, like, waking up knowing you've slept good, you would never have that.
No, you wouldn't. But you would never have the feeling,
probably
like,
the sleep thing.
I never
because
slept bad.
Working out can be fun, like hiking, or, like, I don't ever want to run again in my life, but like I would.
Soccer.
Don't bring him back to soccer. I can't. But
okay, and then eating.
What would you do? Oh, and then eating is like the most joyful part of life.
I probably would do also not sleeping because I'm like, then you get 8 hours back in the day. It's the most
you get so much done.
effective. But
wait, is everyone around me not sleeping too, or is it like quiet and I'm able to just like or my kids
I think it's
asleep?
just you. It's just you.
Okay, then definitely the sleep.
But you feel like, or maybe it's like the scenario is like you can sleep however many hours and you still feel like you have 8 hours of sleep. Your body functions like it has 8 hours of sleep.
100% that one.
Yeah.
Is that one?
And the eating would be like you never have to like worry about eating healthy, but your body functions like you eat very healthy.
So you eat junk food, but you're healthy.
I don't know. I'm making this up as
All right, this is getting too convoluted.
Too convoluted. So jumping into the really juicy part of our episode. Tonight we're going to be talking about, I will say, creative, maybe borderline crazy mom hacks.
Yep.
The things we're doing that are getting our kids to sleep, making them eat their dinners, whatever we're trying to motivate them to do, how crazy are we getting? And this is actually a trend on TikTok, and the comments have me rolling.
They are hilarious. I have to say, moms are the most creative persons.
Moms are the most creative persons.
It's 9 o'clock. It's past my bedtime. Moms are the most creative people on the planet.
Truly.
It's like last week when I said contestants. The contestants. Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. We'll go to speech therapy one day. Okay.
One day.
So I'm going to read the ones we have written in, and then we're going to just read some comments off some of the TikToks because they are so funny.
These are the ones that people submitted through Instagram. So
yes. Always keep submitting.
Yeah.
Okay. If my toddler doesn't want to go somewhere, I tell him it's his birthday party and I bring candles. I even bring a lighter and light the candles.
Is this Lindsay?
Yeah.
I know that she does it.
Have you seen her do it?
Yes. We'll like go to the gym and she'll say that it's someone's birthday party there. Like he's going to a birthday party. This is genius. This is top tier parenting. Like I'm sorry. I don't know how she came up with this, but I'm obsessed.
It is absolutely the best idea ever. And like how motivating, how easy. Like literally just bring a candle, light it. Like how simple is that?
She was just like, okay, like we're here at the birthday party. And it was like the gym daycare. And he was like so happy.
Well, and kids are obsessed with birthdays.
With birthday parties.
They love birthdays and they love candles.
Do you know what? You're actually not even lying to him. You're just romanticizing the everyday, which is actually such a beautiful...
probably is someone's birthday at the gym.
Someone's birthday somewhere.
This is like, I saw this on TikTok too. You like, every time your kid's freaking out and you need them like take a deep breath, you hold your hand like this and you have them blow it like a candle and say like sing happy birthday and, and like it gets them like starting to breathe.
Can you do that to me when I'm having panic attacks?
So you're freaking out.
Hey,
blow the candle. I always say blow the candles up.
I'm gonna try that.
They like it.
That's
okay, that's not that unhinged, but okay. All right. Sock party. They get a coin for every pair of socks they match. Best 18 cents I spent last week.
Yeah, no, my parents used to do this with me. I remember doing this. And I've tried to do it with my kids, and they are like, screw you. I don't want to do this.
Do they not have understand the value of a coin? I feel like growing up, we knew we had to pay with money.
Inflation, the amount of allowance you have to give kids these days, like you can't give them coins because I feel like the whole thing is like, okay, you earn money and then you can go to the dollar store and buy something. Like, I don't know. Inflation is ruining the way that we're bribing kids.
It's true.
It's inflation's ruining. I don't care about, like the stock market. I don't care about groceries. Yeah. Allowance for the kids.
Yeah. I do feel like the coins are probably enough motivation for my kids just because they love shiny things. So I'm like, I think it'd be worth a try. Growing up, we did like dinner, like we called it pennies, and we loved it. We'd sit at dinner. If we had good manners, we'd earn a penny during dinner, and like we saved it up for a trip to go to Mexico, which the pennies did nothing, but it was like very motivating as a kid. We had our best manners on. Try it. Okay. Chat GPT for bedtime stories. Then let Chat GPT read them. Oh yeah, I've heard of this. So you basically...
Wait, did Camden put that in?
Yeah, he actually
did.
That's
my husband.
Does he really do that?
Wait, I was like, wait, hold on. Wait,
thanks for writing in, Camden.
I like how you're reading it like it's completely anonymous. We're saying that it's anonymous, and I'm like, was that this person? Was it this person?
These people are your husband and your cousin, so...
Yeah,
and I don't think Lindsay would hate. She'd be happy.
Yeah. No, we do this every single night. So our kids have like stuffed animals they're obsessed with. And so Camden will be like, okay, Chat GPT, write a story about their stuffed animals are Barry and Cowie. It's a bear and a cow.
Yeah.
And he describes what the stuffed animals look like. And then he's like, write a story about them going skiing. And it will be like a very intricate cool story, and then it will send a little picture of Barry and Cowie skiing, and the kids are obsessed.
Wait, that is so cute. And then it reads it out loud?
No, we read it out loud. I think it can read it out loud, but he usually reads it.
I was gonna say, because is the voice creepy?
I bet it, probably. No, he usually reads it out loud.
Okay, those are the write-ins. So let's go to the TikTok.
Okay, perfect. These
is there a theme, or is it just like random?
No, they're so random. I think I'm just going to read the top ones, but I do have to say one that my mom reminded me of tonight when I told her we were doing this episode is that my dad's mom used to tell him that if you don't sleep with the lights off, that you won't grow. So like you have to sleep in the dark if you want to get taller. And he to this day believes that.
Yeah, so he's like, I'm getting taller every night.
Well, I think now at the age of like 52 or 3, he like knows he's not getting taller.
But it's still like, ingrained in him.
Like he truly believes that growing up, like, oh, if I want to be tall, I have to sleep with the lights off.
That's hilarious.
So his mom was a genius.
Smart, no nightlight.
Okay, this is the first one. These are so funny, I'm sorry. When my son isn't taking a nap, I switch the language of the movie and tell him he can't understand them because he's tired.
Okay, I saw this one. It is so good.
So we're basically, she's gaslighting her children to be like, sorry, you're really losing it.
Yeah.
What, like they're just fully losing it because they suddenly can't understand.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what she's doing.
That is so
I do feel like that would work though.
Yeah, no, it would work, but also like I feel like as a kid that would freak me out. Like can you imagine as a kid feeling like you don't know how to speak English anymore or like you don't understand
I don't feel like you'd be able to like comprehend it the way you're thinking as a kid. You'd probably say, "Oh, that makes sense, Mom." Yeah.
It's not that deep. We tell our kids that if they watch too much TV, their brain will melt.
Yeah.
And so like if they start to forget something, they're like, "Oh, I can't think of it. I can't remember." And we're like, "It's because you watch too much TV. Like we gotta watch less TV."
We do that parenting hack too. Like it's basically we always say like if you're watching too much, we say it's not good for your brain. Like
my mom used to tell us that if we watched too much TV, one of our eyes would get bigger than the other.
Did you believe that?
Yeah, like I would look in the mirror and be like, oh my gosh, that one's slightly bigger. Which like I think people naturally have one eye that's a little bigger.
From TV.
From TV. Honestly, I kind of believe that one. Makes sense. Oh
gosh. Okay,
next one. I told my toddler his ears turn red when he says something that isn't true. Now he always covers his ears when he tells a lie. That's funny because you know when he's lying.
Oh, that's smart. It's like the trend on TikTok where you're like, if they're asleep, they won't.
Did you know I thought
keep
that was
their hand up? What? Are you kidding?
I thought that was weird. And so I tried it with the kids, and I was like,
"What? You're getting. I am dying. You actually thought they'd keep their hand up if they were asleep?
Did you see this?" And he was like, "Haley, that's not real."
The point is to like mess with them.
Well, I got that afterwards. I just saw one video and I was like, there was this video of this kid when they were so asleep that their hands stayed up, and he was like, "Haley." Guys, I promise I'm smarter than I act sometimes. Okay. We tell our son if he's good, he doesn't have to go to school for 2 whole days this week, the weekend.
Okay, that is genius. That is straight genius.
Then your kid won't like school. I feel like school isn't a punishment for my kids. Like, well, I only have one in school, but she likes going to school.
Yeah, I think I feel like when they get older, at least for me, like I remember getting more annoyed of school the older I got.
Same.
And it was more college. Like, not that I actually hated it. It was just more like school.
Wait, I actually always loved going to school. I didn't love the school part, like the learning part, but like the social part, like yapping with my friends.
But if your mom could like come pick you up at like noon and you could be out of class for the rest of the day, you totally would, right?
No.
Really?
I wanted to be where everything was happening. I wanted to be in the... Does that surprise you?
I just loved leaving school.
No. Like on my birthday, I always had the option to not go to school. And I'm like, no, that's everyone... The tension's going to be on me for an entire day. Like, I have to go.
Do you ever have dreams? This is a little bit of a tangent, that you're back in school.
I have dreams that I'm back in seminary, which if you know, you know. Early morning seminary. I have dreams that I'm like late or that I haven't gone all year. And I'm not going to graduate seminary, which that's a very niche thing. If you know, you know. I'm not going to explain it.
Yeah. I have same dreams, not about that, but about graduating, that I never finished my credits at high school. I was done with college and they made me go back to high school as an adult and finish. And it was, and like, I still, like, it's like a recurring dream, but it's also.
You have kids?
I don't know if I have kids in the dream or not, but it's like so stressful and I'm trying to get back into the class. It's like, how many more credits do I have to take? And I can't get into the class. And so I just end up not getting a degree, which doesn't sound that bad, but like in the dream it feels very intense.
Feels like the end of the world. Oh my gosh. Okay, this one I'm going to try this week.
Okay.
I put Mario Kart on YouTube and give him a controller that doesn't work.
So
it's like other people playing.
Yeah.
My problem with YouTube is I don't know what video's next.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah. And so if I'm going to like go upstairs and like fold laundry, I can't just like leave them in front of it by themselves.
You also could just put the computers on and then the controllers, you can put a like thing on the controller that makes them auto drive. We use that all the time and it like helps them stay on the track.
We don't own a single video game controller or console at my house.
Really? Oh, so you would use fake. What would you have them
like?
Use
I would like
tomorrow.
I would like find some controllers at the thrift store that don't work.
Oh, interesting.
Do you know what I mean?
See, we actually have a Switch.
We don't have anything.
Honestly, I wouldn't introduce it until not really. I don't think actually.
What's like the cool video game box right now?
I feel like for kids, a Switch.
What's a Switch?
Switch is like. Actually, I don't really know how to explain it.
Okay, never mind.
Anyway,
we don't need to get into this.
I feel like otherwise Xbox, because like kids still, I don't know if kids still like this, but they liked Fortnite for a long time. You've heard of Fortnite, right?
Yeah. I have never played it, but I've heard of it. Camden's not a big video gamer, and by big video gamer, I've never seen him play a video game in our 9-year relationship. So I don't know much about video games.
I'll invite you over. We can play some Switch.
Perfect. Girls' night.
Yeah.
Okay, I pay my 4-year-old $1 to take naps sometimes.
Hey.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this because a few weeks ago, and by a few weeks, actually, I mean probably 4 months ago, is when my older two just stopped napping and even stopped doing quiet time. And I don't know why. I've been in the thick of very little kids for so long, like babies and toddlers. I never thought of a point of them not napping.
Yeah.
You have to entertain them all day.
Yeah.
You don't get a break. For me, it used to be I'm going to, that's true. But it was always okay, I need to fill my day till nap time.
Yeah.
Now there are no naps.
Yeah.
There is no break.
Do you think the dollar would motivate them?
Maybe see, I'm telling you, my kids are high rollers. I'd be like, Elsie, I'll give you $1. And she'd be like, try 5.
Do you have cash on hand?
No.
Okay, I do think, now that I'm thinking through this realistically, I think we need to go get cash because if they got a physical dollar and got to put it somewhere, I think that wouldn't be more motivating. And honestly, I'd pay $10 to make my kids nap a day.
No, seriously. To get just an hour?
Yeah, or 2 hours.
That's money well spent.
That's money.
Tax-free.
Tax-free. So try it. Let us know what happens. But I would go get some cash because I do think a lot of reward
has to be tangible.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. I don't think it'll work for my intrinsically motivated, but it will work for my reward motivated.
Becca, do you want to read one?
Yeah. I put myself in timeout. Sorry, mommy was not kind and got loud, so she needs a 5-minute timeout. Don't talk to me because I need to find my calm.
How do you get them to enforce it? How do you get them to actually leave you alone, though?
I think, if you make them be alone for a break, then, they'll make you be alone for a break.
I'll say that. I'll be like, mom needs a break. Mom needs a second. And they are like,
no, you can't say mom needs a second. You need to say, in trouble. You're in, you're going time out.
Okay, I'm going to try this one. I'll report back.
Report back.
Okay, this is so funny. I'll pretend to scream and run away from something scary when he's having a bad tantrum. He runs after me and forgets what he was tripping about.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's funny to scare kids and you don't think it's funny.
I don't like being scared myself. Okay. Parents, tell me the most random, unhinged things you've done to help your child sleep better. Don't tell me training or co-sleeping. I want weird. So this is one specific to sleep. And actually one of these is my friend, so it showed up first. With my first, we used to unscrew the front of the crib, take it apart so I could kneel down and roll into his mattress and off my arm. Then every single night, we'd put the crib back together. Every night.
It had to have been the IKEA crib because that one is easier to put on.
Yeah.
But still.
No, that is crazy. But again, back to the sleep thing. Whatever it takes.
You'll do anything.
Whatever it takes. Driving around in your car to get your baby to fall asleep. You'll do whatever it takes. My son would only nap to audiobooks read by Barack Obama. Ain't no lullabies, just that calming man's voice.
Stop.
Yeah.
He's going to find out someday that was a former president and be like, that's, he has no idea.
He's going to hear that voice and be like, how calming. Okay, I've heard this one actually before. She loved hair so much, kept pulling mine. So when I tried to get her to sleep, we'd give her hair extensions and she'd hold them like a teddy bear
This was a girl on TikTok who lives in Utah.
This isn't that same one, but I've seen this before.
Oh.
Some kids get obsessed with the texture of hair.
Interesting. None of my kids have done that.
Have they had like things they're obsessed with to sleep with though?
No, my kids all have a blanket that they sleep with, but they're not like, oh, we have to have this blanket to sleep.
Okay, wait, this one's good. I'm scared. Slowly recited the lyrics to Britney Spears' Lucky, not singing, just speaking them in a monotone voice.
She's so lucky.
No, you're singing.
She's a star. She's so lucky. She's a star. But she'll cry, cry, cry when she's lonely. If there's nothing. It's hard not to sing it. Baby. If there's nothing missing in my life, then why do these tears come at night?
Not my dog barking because he loves our singing.
That song was the first song I ever did a music video in my head too. Like in my room.
Yes.
Like I'm in a music video. Were you a Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera girly?
Britney Spears. But
really?
I remember my parents said I couldn't really listen to Britney Spears, but I loved her.
I felt like I was like so cool because everyone was obsessed with Britney, and I'm like, well, actually, I like Christina Aguilera.
What does she even sing, Christina Aguilera?
They were like both popular at the same time when we were like in elementary school.
Yeah. I loved Britney Spears. Loved Hilary Duff. Oh. Loved her. Her Metamorphosis album.
I was going to say, was it the Butterfly album?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with her.
Oh my gosh. That is what I'm playing tomorrow in my car.
And then I also loved, do you remember Destiny's Child?
Yes. Do I remember Destiny's Child? Beyonce? Like, yes.
Yeah. Loved.
You know, I also randomly loved?
Who?
The Dixie Chicks.
Oh.
Love Dixie Chicks. Traveling Soldier. Did I even know what war was? Did I even know what a soldier was? Absolutely not. But was I the girl under the bleachers crying about her fallen soldier?
100%, 100%. And it's hilarious because I saw this TikTok trend and it's like kids today, they're like listening to Bluey in the car and like, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, you know, the little Bluey tune. And then it's like us as a kid, like listening to Traveling Soldier, coming down like a traveling soldier. Look at us singing. Like, life was just so serious. There was no kid music for us.
You know what's so funny is I listened to that song today.
What?
In the car.
Why?
How random. Because I was listening to the Chicks.
You still listen to the Dixie Chicks?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
I went to their concert like a year ago.
Really?
Wait, Dixie Chicks will forever and like has forever and will forever be cool.
Wow.
I think we see it differently because you're from Morgan, Utah.
I have some strong nostalgia for the Dixie Chicks. Would I listen to them and turn them onto the car? In the car? Absolutely not.
You wouldn't?
No. There's not like any, like I wouldn't listen to Hilary Duff. I wouldn't listen to Destiny's Child. I wouldn't listen to Britney Spears.
I love a throwback. I live in the throwbacks.
I love a throwback from like high school.
There's something
like,
in my nose.
Shorty got low, 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 low. You're going to have to do a compilation of all of our
like
songs.
A cyclone,
and you make me want to do it all night long. Going hard.
And that reminds me of party buses. We got a party bus for our 8th grade graduation.
Yeah.
If that just like shows you what it was like growing up in California, that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
8th grade graduation, a party bus.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
That would never happen.
And then in 9th grade, they used to have lingerie party buses. I was never allowed to go, which
wait, in 9th grade, lingerie party bus?
Yes.
Buses?
No, like 9th and 10th grade, it was the thing to do like party buses and all the girls would wear lingerie and my parents wouldn't let me go and I was like, you guys are so uncool. Now that I'm a parent, I'm like, I wanted to do that. But yeah, party buses were a big thing in California.
Like, what do you do at the party?
Grind and make out.
I thought my mind was all girls.
No, it was boys. The boys weren't wearing lingerie. The boys were in normal clothes. The girls were in lingerie. I'll find pictures.
Is insane.
Yeah, I like asked my parents if I could go, and they're like, "Of course not." Like
that is really crazy.
No, kids in California are built different.
Oh my gosh,
they grew up way too fast.
They do. Okay, should we read like 2 more of these? Hold on.
Okay, let's do a couple more because I need notes. I need some things to try. So far, I'm gonna try the dollar for napping, and I'm going to try, what was the other good one we liked? I'm not going to do the TV thing because I really feel like that's just going to give them dementia or something. I'm serious.
I can't remember the other one that you said you were going to do. What was the one you just said? The Mario Kart? Did you already say that
I'm going to try the Mario Kart thing.
Okay. My 2-year-old recently started insisting Dad puts a blanket on his own head while putting him to sleep. So now my husband just has to put him to bed, sit under the blanket, and stay in his room.
Do you know what? This is the point where you say, I'm the parent, you are the kid, I'm not putting a blanket on my head. You can cry it out.
Yeah,
that might be a hot take, but I think if they're above 2 and they're healthy and they're like, they have everything they need, you just like let them cry for a little bit until they put themselves to sleep. I might get canceled for this, but
you're a cried out parent then, aren't you?
I am a cried out parent.
I'm also a cried out parent.
I was like, and
you are too, right?
You are too.
I can very much respect like the co-sleeping. Like yes. I get it. Actually, I'm going to tell this story. This is my sister-in-law who is absolutely like my hero. Like I look up to her in so many ways for parenting. She's very like Montessori style. Like all of her kids like still kind of sleep with her. She's just like the most intentional parent, and I genuinely love her and look up to her so much. But we were at a family trip, and I like was kind of letting Jack cry. I was with him in the room the whole time, didn't leave him. Like I was there for him, but I like he's not used to falling asleep in a bed with us, and so like I was letting him like kind of cry himself to sleep in the pack and play, and he hadn't slept in a pack and play since I don't even know if he actually had ever slept in a pack and play before. So it was like very hard for him to adjust to.
Yeah.
And after he finally fell asleep, he screamed for like an hour. I went down and like started hanging out with all my siblings and stuff. And I was telling her, I'm like, it's so interesting how kids have like different cries. Like they have the cry when they're like super tired, they're super hungry, they're mad, whatever. She's like, honestly, I just can't relate because I've never really let my kids cry. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, I feel terrible.
I felt so bad. And it's honestly genuinely true. Like she's so good at like, she just does it a different way, which is honestly wonderful for her, but like I just could not relate.
I think that we all parent differently, and the kids that we have are meant to be our kids because they need that kind of parenting. And that's what I tell myself all the time. Like my kids weren't meant to have a parent that let them cry it out, or not. My parent, it is late. I need to go home. My kids and their personalities, I truly believe if they had a parent that just like did gentle parenting and like never let them cry, I don't think it'd be good for them. I don't think like that's the kind of parenting they need, and I think that's why they're my kids. And I do let them cry it out, and I am like a little stricter with the things they can do and what they like need to do, and I'm trying to like make them tough. I'm also like a good loving mom, but for the most part,
I do feel like you're actually still like very easygoing. Like you're not a helicopter parent at all. You're very like
that's nice.
You aren't,
but I do like.
You have boundaries on certain things.
I have boundaries. I have like pretty strict
Especially
boundaries.
Things like that makes sure you a better mom. Like sleep, I feel like is one that you're good about. Like you're good about like exercising.
I try to be.
Sleep, exercise, and
But
food.
Then there's some kids that need a gentler parent. Yeah. Truly. I think that like their spirits and their personalities are born needing that.
Well, it's also like they're going to grow up and be different too. Like it's just like we're all different family units, and like they're going to be different
humans. Also, this
isn't
fact. This is just like parenting by...
I will say to circle up on that thought, though, I do think there's a lot to learn from everybody. Like, that is the cool thing. Like, I love looking at all of my siblings and, like, their kids and how different we all, like, approach life quite differently on how to parent our kids. And it works for all of us. Like, it still works. And, like, I learn a ton from each of them, even though it's different than how I do it.
Yeah, it's good. You can take notes and you can always learn something.
Take note.
And you can always try to do better. And honestly, these mom hacks, like, I'm inspired. Is there anything you do that you can think of?
I tried to think of something and I could not think of anything. Do you? I guess the ChatGPT one.
ChatGPT, but that's not unhinged or crazy. Like we do the classic things, like telling our kids like something spicy, or like, oh, I do tell them that coffee makes them throw up.
Smart.
So they'll always like want to drink my coffee, and I'm like, no, kids can't have coffee; it will make them throw up. And they're like, yeah, that makes sense.
I definitely set with like treats, and that's not even a lie. That's like true. I'm like, you listen to your body, because if you get sick, it's because you eat too much. Like whenever my kids are like, sugar. Mommy, I just ate too much candy today. And
no, my kids do that too. Like my tummy hurts. I had too much sweet.
This is actually a great one to end on, because this theme of the podcast has also been like singing for us. Mm-hmm. I sung her All Too Well every night, the 10-minute version.
That is iconic. And that's not crazy or unhinged. That's actually just smart.
Yeah, you have a good voice. And I did want to say, as the final comment, not me reading this, hoping to find something weird that will work for my baby. Like we said, we're all in it together. We're all trying these crazy hacks.
Hopefully these inspired you, because I'm inspired. I truly am.
Yeah. We should keep writing down the hacks we do.
Yeah. Comment if you have any, because we all need to share the love.
Yeah.
Because we're all in this together.
The birthday one is the other one we're going to continue to do.
Yes.
That first one we read.
The party.
That is
Lindsay,
so solid.
You're a genius. Okay, guys. Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode. Hopefully you got inspired by some of the things that we talked about, and we're all just gaslighting our children.
Yep. Hop on, listen to the creative and maybe crazy hacks. Have a great night.
See you guys.